everybody. I'm Bree.
And I'm Evan.
And welcome back to Reality Check TV.
Yes, sir.
Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple.
Yes, we do.
So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to like and subscribe to our channel. So, first and foremost, guys, I hope that you had an amazing holiday weekend. If you do not celebrate the Easter holiday, I just hope that you had a good weekend, period.
Of course.
And got some good food and everything.
Great family time, everything.
Right. And we're doing something a little bit different this episode. We're actually recording right after we just watched the episode.
First time.
So our notes is just kind of like finicky, and we're just really coming to you with our first reaction of what we just saw, like in real time. So this is about to be a little bit of a free-for-all right now.
A very fresh reaction, meaning
Right.
maybe 30 minutes ago.
Right. Like we literally just watched the episode. We was like, you know what? Let's just record now because we do have a lot to say. But then also, we have so many recordings in the pipeline for this week, guys. We have some really, really special videos planned this week. So we wanted to get this one out of the way. So we felt like maybe we should just record the same day that we watch. So,
Let's get
you want to
into it.
start? Okay, let's start. I do got some notes now.
So, episode 4 of season 4 was very good. Very
Yes.
good. Very interesting.
Yes. So we pick up from last week, just like every week. Chance and Dunbar is no longer. Thank God. I was over it. You were over it. Everybody was over it.
They were such a waste.
So I'm just glad it's over.
They were such a waste.
I'm just glad it's over. So,
And you're not getting a spinoff.
right. Because I know that's what they wanted. It's not happening. Never see you again. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. So now Dr. Stacy decided to bring in a new couple. And so you have to substitute one foolish couple with another foolish couple because that's how it works. You have to have balance. See, last season was not balanced because everybody was foolish. But you need balance. That's how this works, right? So we get introduced to Jasmine and Zay. I wonder if his real name is Isaiah. That's my brother's name, by the way. So
He has it spelled Z-A-Y. So I don't know.
yeah, that's how we say Zay, like my brother. I don't know. I wonder if his real name is Isaiah. But anyways, Jasmine and Zay, they come in and automatically they are integrated into the group, and we're holding nothing back this episode. I would say Dr. Stacy isn't holding anything back this episode. We're just getting right into it. So, what do you want to do? Like, you want to start with my couple?
Let's give a background of them. They're new. We got
So you just want to like start with them?
we got to introduce them.
Okay, so Jasmine and Zay, they are not a new couple. They've been together for 3 years. These, again, I'm reading off my notes. They met basically on Instagram. He started following her on Instagram, sliding into her DMs. And then their first date was in Cancun. Now, a little bit of context there. I believe there was a friend. There was already this trip planned for that Zay had with his friends, and then he was pretty much like, "Oh, you want to go?" Like, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how it worked. And they ended up going to Cancun together. Don't really know each other. But it was spontaneous. She loves it. She likes it. It was whatever.
That was the definition of spontaneous.
Right. Like, imagine your first date being in Cancun.
Fun.
Okay.
Traveling with somebody you just met.
Yeah, I wonder if he paid for the ticket, though. Now, if he paid for the ticket,
He probably did.
might not be too much of a red flag. But I don't know if I would. Honestly, all jokes aside, I truly don't think I would go to another country with somebody I just met. I'm not doing it. With a group of people that I don't even know. That's not doing that. But, the idea is cute, whatever. He flew her out to Cancun so she can tell all her homegirls that was the story. So he owns a lounge, and he also owns a stripper car wash. Let that sink in. Okay. He owns a stripper car wash. Interesting. And she didn't really specify exactly what she does. She just said that they're both entrepreneurs. And so then that's how we got into the conversation about him being a lounge owner and him owning this car wash. And on a serious tip, he explained it that when he started the car wash, he was trying to infuse like his lounge vibe, you know, club vibe into the car wash and try to make it into one. And so he got stripper poles in the car wash. They show a clip of hoes twerking on the cars as they washing the cars. It was giving Atlanta. Like if any other place would have something like this, it would be Atlanta, Georgia. Yes, it would.
He brought Freaknik to the car wash.
Would. Yes, it would. Yes. It was doing a lot. So, long story short, he's clearly in the nightlife. Again, they did not specify exactly what she does, but
from the videos with her and her little desk, I saw it looked like a little half mannequin with clothes. Maybe she's in the fashion.
Yeah, maybe it's like a boutique owner, Instagram, clothes designer, you know, typical. So they also talk more about basically, well, why are you guys here, right? So, you know, everybody's in love and everything in their little intro package, but what's really the problem? So she admits that she feels like she's more of the one that wants to get married, and they show a clip excuse me, they show a clip from her birthday party, and this grown ass man thought it was right to give this lady a promise ring that looked like an engagement ring, and kind of psyched everybody in the room, because everybody in the room, including her whole face was like, thank you.
Well, he said he'd been single the past 7 years, so. You know.
That's not excusing the fact that you are a grown man and you gave this grown woman a promise ring on her birthday, and you made it a big to-do and did it in front of other people to make it seem like she was about to get engaged. What kind of foolishness is that?
Well, they definitely learned that day.
That's how you get chopped in the damn neck. Number one, you try to propose to me on my birthday. That's really crazy. But then two, I then find out this isn't an engagement, but this is a promise ring, and you did it in front of people? Now, how embarrassing.
It was a good looking ring.
But that's not okay. Pull that shit if you want to. That's how. It's a no. She also mentioned that he is a bit selfish. Another issue that she mentioned, this is at the beginning, was again just more about the whole nightlife part of his career, and him being around different women, of course, working all hours of the night. I mean, that's what happens when you're dating somebody that is involved in nightlife, whether it's a bartender, a party promoter, a lounge owner, all of that stuff. There's things that come with it. It ain't for me. I would never sign up for that. Been there, did that, not doing it. No, it's a no. It's a no. But that's Jasmine and Zay. That's what we that's as much information we got from the very beginning. So do you want to stick with Jasmine and Zay all the way through?
Just stick with them.
Okay, so this week all of the couples go out on dates, right? So Jasmine and Zay jump right into it. She goes on her first date first. And she goes out with this dude named Jeremy. So Jeremy gets out the car with his tight turtleneck, green turtleneck, and his tight pants, you know. So the fashion choice for today was tight. That's the category. Category today is tight. And I'm saying tight as in he can't breathe. And I think there's like so much of there's a big difference of something being fitted and tight.
You just compete with Martell Holt.
Right, because that's the problem. Like when I say tight, I'm talking about not only do I see every vein in your arm, but it's tight and small. So like your sleeve, his sleeve was right here. That's his sleeve with his turtleneck. That's his sleeve right there. That's just disrespectful. I just don't understand that. Why is that the fashion choice? Tight and small. You look foolish because he's big. He got muscles, right? Mm. You look like your clothes is small. Like that's not you. You look too big for your clothes. Like I just don't understand. It annoys the hell out of me. I can't take it. I cannot take it. I get on you about it, and I can't take it. I don't like men in tight, too small clothes. Stop it. Stop it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't know if women are telling y'all look good that way. Stop it. You look like you shrunk your clothes. I don't like it. Stop it. Thank you. That was my rant. Anyway, so Jeremy gets out the car. I will say he's not my type, my long shot at all. And I'm just physically in the face, he wasn't really doing much for me. And he also seemed like he's a man with little words. He didn't really have much of stuff to say. Like I didn't feel like when he was doing his little intro, like I don't know, something about him. I was just like, ugh, he's a little boring, and he got on these tight clothes. So he walks in, and you know, I will say that Zay was a bit of a good sport with the situation for the most part.
Zay laid back.
He ain't laid back by a long shot. And speaking of shots, I forgot one thing. In their intro packet, I don't even remember what led up to this conversation, but he has an alter ego. This is Zay that we're talking about now. Zay has an alter ego. Did he say, I tried so hard. He has a really thick southern accent, so I don't know if I'm getting this right. But is his alter ego low-key? Is it low-key?
I thought it was low-key. And he says that's his alter ego when he drinks.
Right. I want to, maybe it's low-key. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, and maybe the next episode I will hear it differently, but I think he said low-key. And so this low-key person is where he blames all of his bad behavior. This is the person that appears when he drinks too much and he makes bad decisions. So, you know, people love to have alter egos to justify their bad behavior. And so in his intro package, he's talking about he had 30 shots.
32.
32 shots in one night. I think the most I've had in one night has been 8 shots. And I died.
His shots had to have been baby shots.
Even if it's baby shots. Yeah, look, I got a shot glass right here, y'all. Don't judge us. But I don't know why there's a shot glass right here. Why is there a shot glass right here? This is not my office. I don't know why there's a shot glass in here. But there's nothing in here. But this is a shot glass. Even if it's like this much, 32.
It probably wasn't even that much.
Well, so then, come on,
Evan. It was
Evan.
probably baby shots.
It doesn't matter. Even if it's baby shots.
He wouldn't be alive physically. So it's baby shots.
I'm not doing 32 shots.
There's logic in all this. He would not be alive.
I didn't even do that in college.
Once again, he took baby shots.
Because you was there.
Alive. He won't be alive. It's not physically possible.
Okay, well, Zay done proved you wrong, or low key, or whatever his alter ego name is, whatever. It don't matter. Back to Jasmine and her first date with Jeremy. So when Jeremy comes, like I said, Zay was like, oh, well, before y'all go, let's take a shot before you go, because he loves shots. Clearly, there's a little bit of a drinking problem here. Just saying.
No, he's just chilling.
Why are you sticking up for this dude already?
He just be chilling. He looked like he literally just be chilling. Like, he just be relaxed.
What is going on with you?
But Zay just, I told you, he reminds me of Lonzo. Lonzo's just chilling. Like, and nobody's saying it's a good thing. Okay,
so I'm so confused about your point of view right now.
I'm just saying, he literally looks like he reminds me of Lonzo. His whole demeanor,
And you liked Lonzo?
Huh? No, all of them were weird.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, no, everybody just seemed like they were just very slow. Everybody was very slow.
I'm so confused about your opinion right now.
Oh, I just said he be chilling.
He don't look like he be chilling at all. Like, he look like he do too much.
There's different forms of chilling. There's relaxed, and then there's kind of slow chilling, where it's just like...
Well,
like he just don't know what's going on. Like he don't even know what's going on in his relationship.
What?
But we're gonna talk more about that because we'll talk.
Okay, all right. Anyways,
she don't.
So I don't understand. They took a shot. They go on their date, right? So they're on this date. I will say, guys, like this has to be one of the most awkward dates that I've seen on the show. Like this dude is all the red flags. So first of all, he's a party promoter and a personal trainer. I said, how are you doing both of the careers that us as ladies have been told to steer away from? Ladies.
Double homicide.
Right. A personal trainer and a party promoter? Are you kidding me? Really?
Double homicide.
Really? I mean, listen, all my personal trainers out there, all my party promoters out there, don't feel like this is a personal attack. I'm just telling y'all know the rumor. Y'all know. Ladies, y'all know. We've been told to stay away from the party promoters and the personal trainers. We can have another video about why. That's the career type, the career choices we need to stay away from. We need to write that down. We need to have another video about that. Just like for you, what's your careers that you wouldn't date a woman if they were in this particular career?
Bartender.
But there's another one.
Oh, CNA.
Right.
Oh.
Hey. Disrespect.
Yeah.
We're gonna have another video about that. So that's beside the point. However, but he's a party promoter and a personal trainer. And this fool gonna tell her, oh, and then there's a little other side business that I do too. On top of that, I also go to people's houses and cook. So he didn't say chef. They said I go to people's houses and cook. So she's like, oh, okay. So you do some cooking, you're a chef. And he was like, yeah, but I do a little twist on it. I go in without a shirt.
He just wears his apron.
So she was like, so you doing like some little Chippendales cookie situation.
He's a Magic Mike chef.
Right. Like, dude, and again, while they're sitting there talking, what's coming out of his mouth there? Go Caesar again, y'all. Oh my gosh.
You just gotta sit there and just yawn. Look at him.
I cannot stand Caesar. Anyways.
He knew where to go.
Exactly. Anyways.
He can't even see.
Because he needs his haircut. Anyways. I don't even know what I was talking about because of freaking Caesar. But he's just not, he just doesn't seem like he has any substance, to be quite honest. He was just like reciting like fuckboy Instagram quotes. It was really weird. It was, and she picked up on it. Like, she was annoyed. She was like, I just feel like you just saying like what I want to hear. This isn't necessarily about how you feel. He was like, what did he made a comment about how he was nervous at first, like, oh, like, is she gonna like me? He was like, oh, but everybody like me. Like, no. Dude, you're corny. He was mad corny. I'm just keep it real. That's my feeling about it. He was just mad corny. Not my type. Wasn't really feeling him. She wasn't really feeling him. It completely was a turn off from the beginning of the conversation when he mentioned what he did for a living, because she's already dealing with somebody that is in the nightlife. And again, all jokes aside, we all know what comes with that, and it just takes a special person to deal with somebody that is involved in nightlife. Mm-hmm. So that's how the date went. Do you have anything for the date?
Oh, I was ready for the next scene. It was a waste. I mean, she's not going back with that.
Right, it was. She was over it.
Like, this was like, I think from watching this show, this was like one of the most awkward and worst ones I've seen.
Dates?
Yes.
It was just so weird. He was weird. It was weird.
Not Stacey Miller dropped the ball.
Right. Didn't like it. Wasn't a good first date. But hopefully she'll get lucky next time. So, we then go to, when it comes to Jasmine and Zay, Dr. Stacy ends up coming to their house to do their first one-on-one. And things take a very interesting turn. Dr. Stacy starts off by saying, like, once again, like, what are some of these issues, or what do you want to see changed in the relationships? Kind of like, just kind of feeling out the situation. And the thing that we just want to jump right into, forget all of the small talk, let's just jump right into it. She mentions, meaning Jasmine, she mentions that one of the biggest hurdles in their relationship is the boundaries that are not being set between Zay and his friends with her. That his friends, whether these are childhood friends or just old friendships, people that have been in his life prior to his relationship with her, don't respect her. Like, they're able to disrespect her and him not set any boundaries or check them in the right way. So we're like, okay, tell us more. She brings up an example, because Dr. Stacey asked for an example of a friend threatening her, saying that he would slap her. So we look at Zay and say, Zay, well, what you do? Well, Zay was like, well, I checked him, and that they really got into it. But once old dude apologized to Zay, they both kind of moved on, and they're still friends today. And Jasmine feels away because she said she never got an apology. And she starts crying because she was just talking about how she just feels like, it's just, I'm looked at as like a joke. I don't feel like he's like protecting me. And I understand these are his childhood friends, but at the same time, like, I'm your woman, and I feel like you should be able to stick up for me. Now, guys, I'm just telling you guys what happened. I'm going to get to our opinions in a second. So Dr. Stacy was over it. We're over it as viewers. And then that's how the episode ended. What do you think?
Zay has a battle with, I guess, boundaries as well as loyalty. Some people, when they grow up with friends, there's not much, well, depending on your crowd, some people mentally grow up with you and some people stay stagnant. And so for him, it seems like, he has some guys that he grew up with. He kind of, I guess from a mental aspect, he's afraid of them thinking different or thinking he changed since he's in a relationship. And so for him, I think it's one of those things where he doesn't want them to feel like, oh, he's different or blah, blah, blah. And so, whatever happened between Jasmine and that friend, he probably had a conversation with his boy, and his boy probably was over here whining, talking about, you're not the same Zay from back in the day, bro, blah, 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 blah. And Zay's like, no, I am, blah, y'all know that.
I love how you just came up with a whole scenario of what happened.
It most likely did.
Like, but, what?
Most likely. Because that's how it goes with old friends. Like,
okay.
That's how it goes with old friends. Like, they talk about people changing all the time.
Okay.
But, old boy knew what he was doing. He apologized to Zay, but he's not going to apologize to Jasmine. He knew what he was doing when he did that. But Zay, where he's messing up at, of course, is, you should be apologizing to my lady. But, of course, Zay's not seeing that.
Okay, but so what is your thoughts? Because you just really came up with a whole story
because
of what we don't know what happened. But what is your thoughts? How do you feel about friends and relationships? And what are those boundaries? And, okay, I'll start here. You have a friend that threatens to slap me. They apologize to you or whatever, you continue to be that person's friend?
I mean, we're not getting that far.
What do you mean?
Like threatening like that, first of all, throwing the hands and it's a wrap. We're not getting that far. I don't play the disrespect card, so we're not getting that far.
Okay, so but as a man with childhood friends,
mm-hmm.
How do you set those boundaries with your friends? And I'm asking, I have my own personal opinion, because I feel like this is very easy to me. This isn't even a thing. This is not even a situation. But I'm asking for you, How do you set those boundaries?
I mean, boundaries are always things that be set early. And so you set boundaries early with expectations. You know, when it comes to your friends and when you bring your partner around and whatnot, you set those expectations about what you feel is acceptable, what's not acceptable. But pretty much, to be honest with you, we live like it's so easy for people to say and set things early without things happening. It's literally one of those things where things need to happen for conversations to be had. So people understand boundaries and what's allowed and what's not going to be allowed. So I guess I would say things need to happen because you never know what people are going to do. Like, you know, I don't know the story, but I'm pretty sure his friend just didn't wake up and say, Jasmine, I'm going to slap you. There probably was something that happened.
I don't give a fuck what happened. This would never be a thing. This is my opinion. As a woman, when it comes to my female friends, I think it goes without being said. My I'm not going to look at it like a male and female thing, like in the sense of it's not the same thing as a woman stepping to a man the way it is with a man stepping to a woman. We debate amongst yourself. It is different. There is a difference. I'm not saying that one is right and one is wrong. I'm saying they're both wrong, but there is a difference. And I feel like for a man to threaten bodily harm on a woman under any circumstance, whether you're his friend or not, is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. So it could have been some random dude on the street. And if you threaten my woman, it's a wrap. It's especially if it's a friend, if it's a homeboy and we know each other, it's a wrap. It's the end of that relationship. It's the end of that relationship. For me, and that's what I feel like should have been the response. This is a non-negotiable. You can't ever step to my woman like that. That's a non-negotiable. And I will say the same thing if it comes to a friend of mine, if she's stepping to my man in a way like, oh, I'm about to slap whatever, I'm about to slap you, I'm about to punch you, I'm gonna do this or that, and like, no, girl, if you about to slap him, you about to slap me. Me and you handle this. But that would be the end of the friendship. I feel like it's very easy to me. It's very easy to set boundaries when it comes to friends and your relationship, because I feel like if you know how I am, you already know not to play with me in that way. The fact that he even thought, meaning the friend thought that it was even cool for him to step to his woman in that way, that's because he either he did it before, or I feel like it says a lot about who Zay is.
And who his crowd is.
Right, and who his crowd is. Because my thing is why is you even hanging out with a dude that is threatening a woman? Let's talk about that. Regardless of that even being his lady, why are you friends with somebody that steps to women in that way, that threatens women? That's the problem. Let's talk about that. So it's a big no. It's a big hell no for me. And it would have been it's a deal breaker for me, because another thing is I'm a need for you as my man. I don't ever want to be in a situation where I feel like you don't have my back and that you allow people to mishandle me. That's a non-negotiable. We would not be together. Once that incident happens, and I get it, he checked him apparently the night that it happened, but for the friend and him to have a conversation and then he apologizes to Zay, but didn't find it necessary to apologize to his woman is a problem. And Zay didn't make that a requirement. And again, that says a lot about him. And because he didn't, that is why it would be a deal breaker for me. Because as soon as you come home, you be like, oh, I had a conversation with, I don't know, let's say his name Mark. I had a conversation with Mark. He apologized, blah, blah, blah. This is what he said. First question I'm going to ask you, I'll be like, so how you respond? What did you say? And if in your answer, you didn't say anything about how you need to go talk to Bree. You need to apologize to my woman. That's the end of the conversation. We ain't got nothing else to talk about. We not together no more. We not together no more. Your friends, your friends' family disrespecting me is not going to ever be a thing. That's just how it is. And me feel like you don't have my back. And again, I know that there's nuances. Every situation can be a lot different, especially let's say the significant other is wrong. So I think the family thing is another conversation. But with this scenario, this grown man threatened to put hands on her in front of people, because she also mentioned how she was really embarrassed because it was in front of a crowd of people. So I'm going to assume maybe it was like at a nightclub or at his lounge or whatever. It was at night and there was multiple people around and he screamed this to her. So absolutely not. No.
Wow. You know, people just wild. Like, we're not in the old times no more. Like, there's a lot of disrespect going on in this world.
It is. There is. And, like, yeah.
There's a lot of disrespect.
Nah. And I just feel like what people are putting up with in relationships it's wild to me. Because this shouldn't even be a conversation. That's wild to me. And it seems like this is not the first, that wasn't the first or last incident where he, I guess, chose his friends over her. It seems like that's one of their issues in their relationship. And I can't relate, nor this is just not acceptable.
Of course.
This is not acceptable. So I'm hoping that we can be able to dive deeper into this, this particular topic. Forget going on dates with other people. We need to discuss this. We need to talk about this. So that was Jasmine and Zay. So let's go to our OG couples. And let's start with Jaysha and Joya. Who did you say?
Joshua.
Wow.
Jaysha and Joya.
Yes, Jaysha and Joya. This is my favorite couple on the show so far. So they both are going on dates this week, but we start off on this episode with Jaysha. Jaysha is going on a date with Brittany. Brittany was a lie. She is 32. She's a CEO and brand consultant. So she said that she noticed she the ish. You know, she said she's a good catch. She knows this. Very pretty girl. She has a completely different personality, in my opinion, than the woman that he went out the previous week. What was her name? Celine?
Celine, yeah.
I actually like Celine. I'm not sure I like Brittany too much.
The energies are just on two different ends.
Yeah, it was completely different. Brittany seems a little bit more extroverted and just more out. Celine seems she was a lot more laid back.
She's more reserved.
And but really just like laid back, right? And just chilling. And I feel like Joya kind of lands somewhere in the middle between the two. I think Brittany is an extreme to me. Mm-hmm. I was a little shocked, and he was really feeling her. And I was a little shocked because she just seemed even a little bit more extroverted than Joya, I would say. I don't know. It was just different.
But he said it brought him out his little shell, though.
Yeah, and so maybe that's what it is. Because it seems to me that Jaysha is very laid back and just cooling and chill. And so maybe he does find someone that is a little bit more
opposite.
Out. Yeah, like, you know.
Sometimes opposites work better. It's a balance.
Well, she's also a very heavy flirt. Right, so they went to a candle making class. We just did a candle making class too. It was really fun. I really liked it. I'm gonna post the pictures from that, but it was really cute. So yes, they were making candles, and she was very touchy. I don't like that. Like I said, I like Jaysha and Joya. I really like them. So I also was kind of like, girl, keep your hands to yourself. She was doing a lot, but Jaysha was feeling it, and that's when things got a little spicy. Because then she took her hand and was going like this. Did she just flinch? Did she just flinch?
Your nail hit me a certain way right here.
She
Them
was
nails
going
hit
like
me
this.
a certain way.
She was going like this. She was ready to touch.
Well, she says she likes beards.
Okay, but don't touch. Like, why she have to be all up in his face? Like, don't do that. Don't do that. First of all, it's COVID. Don't put your hands in my face. I ain't like that at all. I was on Joya's side. Like, first of all, don't be touching Joya's man. Don't be doing that.
They signed up for
I ain't like that.
They signed up for it.
Whatever. I wasn't feeling it. So, to be quite honest, I kind of tapped out of the date because I ain't like it. Anyways, Jaysha goes back home with his candles. And she meaning Brittany, names one of his candles Experience. With an X. And so Joya, she caught that. And Joya, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. I saw what she was doing. I saw it. This whole X. This why X. Who the X? Who is the X? Why she put the X? Like, what? Like, let's dive deep into that. And so her and Jaysha was going back and forth with that because he didn't get it because, you know, men a little slow. Not a little, they slow. So he's not catching on, but he knows what she was doing too. So he's talking about the date, and he is leaving out the fact that she was very touchy, and specifically that she touched his beard, and he left it out because he knew that was an issue.
Jaysha won't try to hear it.
And Joya saw that because she know her man. She saw that, okay, you're not telling me the whole story. What happened on this date? And he's like, I'm telling you what happened on the date. No, what happened on this date? What happened on this date? Because you're not saying everything. Like, you saying a lot, but you ain't saying nothing. You ain't got nothing to say either.
I mean, like, how Brittany, I think her name Brittany.
Yes.
But I'm just saying how she was, though, like, you know, she was flirtatious from the get-go. Like, I saw that coming a mile away.
Yes.
I saw it coming.
Yes.
And, you know, for him, he probably thought, like, you know, I just don't want to pull away like this and, you know, have her feel some type of way. So, despite, I know in his mind, probably at that time, he was just like, oh, no, I'm gonna get cussed out for this. But it ain't that big of a deal.
What's
like,
not a big
That's
deal?
what I'm saying. That's probably what he's thinking. It's
Oh, because I was about to say.
Because he didn't mention it.
Have to touch your face.
And Joya really kept digging. Like, are you going to tell me? Is that all that happened? And he wasn't going to say it. I'm interested to find out if he either tells her down the road or somehow she
my thing is, it's in your best interest to be honest. It's y'all are on TV. So she won't see it. Like, I never get that with any of these shows. It's like, oh, I'm not going to tell this person this information of what happened on TV. They're going to find out. It's on TV. So I hope he did. I hope he ended up telling her.
I think he liked her more than Celine.
No, he said that. Well, I mean, he didn't say that exactly, but he was really feeling her, and I think he's going to go on another date with her.
I don't think so.
I think he is.
I don't think so.
And I ain't feeling that. At all. At all.
I don't think so.
Whatever. Well, that was their date. Now let's get to Catherine and Ricky. So, Ricky goes out on his second date with, what's her name, Sheila?
I believe so.
What's her name, Sheila? Let's look at our notes. Yes. Her name is Sheila. So, what is your thoughts about Sheila and Ricky? How do you think that date went?
Oh, I think he enjoyed it again. I really do feel like they're kind of on that same wave. I feel like they have a bunch of similarities. Like I said, the whole homegirl vibe he likes.
Yeah.
Just the whole laid back, relaxed. He said during it that he felt a little bit more relaxed and he wanted to be more kind of open, be less uptight this time, to the point where she actually fed him from her plate.
Oh, we're gonna get to that in a second.
But you know, he's always, for the past 2 episodes, he stated talking about how easy it is to talk to her, and how it's easy for them to carry a conversation, and he really enjoys it when they carry their conversations. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's important to Ricky. I really feel like communication is important to him when it comes to things like that.
Mm-hmm. I still don't know what Ricky really wants 100%, but I do see the connection and the chemistry between Sheila and Ricky. I saw that he was really feeling her the first date, and she was trying to bring out some personality out of him. This date, it showed a little bit more. You're absolutely right. They clearly have a lot of things in common. We find out that Sheila's Haitian. She has Haitian heritage. And they're both Capricorns.
Yep, both Capricorns.
Which I don't know much about a Capricorn. Yes, I do. Wait, that's January? Is Capricorn January?
I don't know. I don't believe in astrology.
I actually do know a lot about a Capricorn.
I don't believe in it.
Again, a conversation for another time. Never mind. Anyways, so yes, they're both Capricorns. They're both vibing. This is when things take an interesting turn too. She asked if he wanted to taste something that was off of her plate, so she takes her fork and feeds it to him. For me personally, this is a big deal breaker for me. I think it's very intimate to put your mouth, your lips, your teeth on my fork. I think that's a lot. Just like how I think it's a lot to put your hands in somebody's face.
Well,
that's a lot.
She asked him first date that he want to try her food.
Right, and he said no. This day you get a little comfortable because he's really feeling her, and I'm like, is this fool about to just date her the entire time? Because I see him saying yes to another date.
I think he will.
Well, Ricky gets back home to relay this message to Catherine, and Catherine ain't feeling it. She was over it. And I think where she was over it, Ricky did what Jaysha didn't. Ricky told Catherine that Sheila fed him from her plate, and she was not feeling that at all. And she says in her confessional how, she feels like if that's the game that we playing, then let the games begin. Which I already know this is about to be some tit for tat foolishness. And that's not how you want to respond to it either.
But the first thing he said to her when he pulled up was, he said he enjoyed his date.
Right.
And he told her once again that he told her before how easy it is to talk to Sheila.
Right.
And of course, you know that didn't sit well with Catherine.
Yeah, Catherine was really not feeling it. And towards the beginning of the episode, when they were all having their group session, when Dr. Stacy said that reminded all the couples that Ricky decided to go on a second date with Sheila, it went to Catherine's confessional, and she even mentioned how, she felt a way that he chose to go on a second date with her after at first he said that he didn't want to. And so she brought up, I guess, one of her issues is that she wants somebody that's sure. Like, if that was your first decision, stand by your decision the first time. It's the back and forth that throws her off. And I will say,
well, she said too, that to go along with that was, she just feels like he's easily influenced.
Right. She did mention that. And I think there's something to that too. And again, I said this last week, I just want a lot more from Catherine. Needing her to name it. But I'm starting to see a lot of what the issues are. It's very clear to me that they're not on the same page. There's clearly a communication breakdown as well. And the more we learn about them, it is painting the picture that there is an insecurity issue on Catherine's part. And I don't want to put that on her just yet, but that's what it seems that way. That's the picture that's being painted. It seems like there's an insecurity issue. She was insecure about the baby mother relationship between Ricky and his ex-wife. And we recognized last week where that stemmed from because of her past. There's just also little things that she's been doing from the very first episode when she decided to wear sweats on her first date. What was the reasoning behind that? I just feel like there's an insecurity issue. And I'm hoping that Dr. Stacy, I wonder if Dr. Stacy is picking up on the same energy, and if that's going to be addressed and talked about as well.
Oh, they're next for the one-on-one.
Right. I'm really, really, really waiting for their one-on-one, because I have been wanting to get some more information from them from the very beginning. And looking at the previews of next week's episode, it seems like things are going to get a little bit heated between Catherine and Ricky. So we'll just see how that turns out.
The episode looks sensational.
So overall, how did you feel about the episode?
I thought it was good. I thought it was very, it's building. When I say it's building, like these next couple episodes, I feel are gonna be very forthtelling. I feel like with the new couple, Zay and Jasmine, they're very interesting. Way better than Dunbar, Chance, whatever. Way better than them. Way more interesting. I think Joya will be going on a date in the next episode.
Yeah.
And Catherine will be going on a date. So, interested to see how they do. Catherine saying, "Oh, we can play this game. Well, let's see how she do on this one. See if she loosens up a bit. No more sweats, We'll see if she bring out a little dress or some shit,
Oh, gosh. Well, guys, thank you again for watching. This episode, I feel like, was a little bit more... It had a little bit more oomph to it that we've been kind of waiting for. And I am happy that we did get a third couple in there. Mm-hmm. So far, so good. I'm not completely agitated with the show like I was last season. So I'm continuing to watch, and I'm sitting there with my popcorn ready.
Last season was the best season.
It was not. It was not. Thank you.
So entertaining. But on that note, we do appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of Reality Check TV.
Yes.
Like and subscribe.
Yes. Goodbye.
You guys have a great one.